All right, it's time to get into our next game of the day. Game number 46. And after this, half of our Miramar games are concluded. As the plane descends onto the map right now, we're going to head over to our commentary team. It's going to be Pansy and Demon once again. Take us to the desert.
Thank you very much, guys. Yes, so here we go. The beard talk is done. We've had some in-depth.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. You get a free jawline. It does give you
a free jawline. It does indeed.
I'm working on mine. It's taking.
I was about to say if you ever tried growing one.
Waxing costs are getting expensive.
I sadly used to have a goatee at one point.
That's embarrassing.
I can grow a beard very very easily. And it's just like. Think about it, and it's there, and it like within a week. It's sad, I'm afraid. It's old man syndrome. Okay, let's have a look. This is a pretty harsh path. This has caused some different drops. ENCE have gone to. We've seen them in this position before down the bottom here. Maybe hoping that the plane will drop down on the south side. CrowCrowd is going to drift over Los Leones way. DA going to be fairly happy along with TL. Vitality, etc. They all have quite a long way to go. Razor Edge trying to go long drop into Cruz del Val. Now G2 kind of coming in alongside them because El Azahar is kind of out of reach. And Unity. Now we've saw Unity in the north before, Lauren, and it caused problems for TSM.
It did, and I worry for TSM. Today
actually,
is meant to be the good day.
If I remember right.
A couple of teams struggled.
Oof.
Christ.
Oof. Oof. All right, so
I just hear the coaches and the analysis guys just making noise.
That's Frost. I think I could just hear yelling there. I think that's all that was.
Oh, I've just seen a knock as well. I think Liquid just maybe caught one of Vitality. Yeah, Jazza just caught one.
Oh dear.
That's a bit far, isn't it? No,
Next we'll see is Ironside in it as well or something like that. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just Jeems things.
Was it Samty who got the shot? Because it was a...
ENCE, we'll soon tell in a minute. Because he's bleeding out. All right, you're going to get away with it.
He actually is either a Scar or an M16 that killed him.
He seriously did iron sight that.
Yeah, but that's an AK. Yeah, it was Samty. It was Samty, and Samty was iron sighting it with the Scar.
Good.
You're nasty. Is the
Here we
replay.
go.
Let's watch.
Oh no, he had a scope. Okay, but he only had like 4, 3, 1 bullets in it.
That's very nice.
Good God.
Very nice, Samty.
I think Jeems maybe did quite a chunk of the damage there as well, because you saw other shots going to it, so it wasn't all him, right?
That's very nice.
So anyway, let's talk about this circle, because this is a pretty deep south circle with Los Leones involved as well. So it is going to pull away from obviously the water. Probably about 50% of the circle is water. It's a pretty deep south
compound, one. Huh? The one that was it CrowCrowd? Who was it who won from it? Unity CrowCrowd, or they had that really good compound.
Oh yeah, you're thinking about the one that's
TSM
sort of up around here.
Yeah.
It's this sort of compound. That's actually a little off to the east of Center Point. Center Point, I would say, is just sort of south of Los Leones.
If it goes there.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, we've seen a couple of circles go that way. And this is actually a similar sort of circle to where G2 obviously got battered. They went right down south. But because everybody's positions is completely backwards, like with G2 in the north, Unity way up north, the rotations are going to be a little bit wonky, especially with the fact that we're going to go FaZe. It's simple for FaZe, Winstrike. I think Navi probably to the same extent. They're all going to go straight down the west.
Yeah.
But the east, it's untouched. Because the plane path was so far over the west, it's going to cause some funky rotations.
Yeah, I think it will.
Wreck a Loving Life, by the way. They're going to be the first there. Well, they're already there.
Yeah, they're pretty much in place. Actually, like, as much as this circle is a bit of a git to these teams, I actually really like the area that it generally ends in. Like the hillsides, the smaller compounds. I think it really does lend to really interesting fights going on. And I just wonder where people prioritize in this situation.
I think G2 are creeping up on Unity. I don't know whether they're coming. Yes, they are. Look, Chris and Brexco. Blaston and Dastish, they're in loop paths. Now, obviously, when you drop in, you see a lot of parachutes nearby. They kind of have an inkling, but they are not looking around for people, especially when Chris has a full eye on this one. Saw Blaston running, wants to reposition and find a better angle. And when Chris and Brexco are hunting you, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's not a nice spot to be in, and it's very tough to pull, get out of this
Dastish just see him there? Dastish spotted him, yeah. Dastish had a Kar 98. There's also Rustamar. Did he just lose a tire? I think he did. Brexco does find Dastish down low. Brexco will finish it off, mini 14. Now Blaston's kind of pinned. Now,
I don't know how much they want to stick around for this.
I think they reckon that's the guy they saw, which was Blaston. I think they thought there was only one there. Do they spot Blaston? Well, they spot orange. Yeah, for a moment we thought we might get it, but no.
And they're away. And yeah, let's have a look, because we know some of the early teams who go on the early rotations will be on their route, on the way now. And I want to see what people prioritize. This is the interesting one for me. I want to see which area they think is the highest value. So you're looking at DA, Liquid. They're the teams that will really prioritize getting quite central early on, especially DA in this sort of position. So I'm waiting to see where they go to. If they go to the God compound, if they just go south of Leones, because Reciprocity will have a really good jump here.
TSM on the move as well from up north. So NIP look like they're going to be sort of crammed in a couple of vehicles there, but PUBG, please, putting crates out in the water like that.
It's just rude, isn't it?
It's just rude, yeah.
Very,
so
very
here comes FaZe. Okay, actually cutting across a bit more. Obviously, they're aware they did set up a camp yesterday, I think it was, on M19. So probably slightly aware that M19 may do a similar job to them. But so diverting sort of north of Kumasera there, south of Kumasera, it's the hillside.
I'd really like a Leones finish.
I would love a Lost Leones finish.
That'd be so cool.
It's been absolutely forever since we had it because of the settings change. We don't tend to get urban finishes anymore.
Yeah, I like seeing it. Like, it's really sloppy for the teams. It's super brutal and messy, but I think it's really fun to watch it. You know,
it's a different style of play, right?
Yeah, it is. It
different
really
tactics are involved in close quarter combat.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite fun to see. Now, this, I'm pretty sure, will force some teams into edge play, a circle like this, especially with the timing coming in. G2, not too opposed to it, happy to do it. They seem to thrive when they do it as well. I'm wondering how Raise Your Edge approaches, because they're talking about how they approach circles on the couch with Dave at the very start of the day. Or at least, Frolicker was, and they were talking about the two mentalities. They either play edge game, or blah, blah, blah. So I want to see how they go about this one, because there's still a lot of room to be had here. You are banking on it going to a certain area, but still, I do wonder. TSM, Liquid, going towards a similar side. Raise Your Edge over there, Unity over there. Vitality probably going to go to the east as well. Yeah,
Frolicker's got Menox in his car, and they've kind of come in between Unity, coming out of El Azahar, so they've kind of got a little mixed up. Unity might turn on that one. They've jumped out the vehicles, so Rye are going to try and blast it. They're all right. They're on a bike, so it's no problem. Does a bit of freestyling. You can go over any hills in that one, no problem. Yeah. I know it's Frolicker's driving, isn't he? Is it? Oh, yeah.
You just go, yep. He's probably going for that. So let's hope he's not too rusty on the old bikes. Winstrike on the way. That's nice, getting some couple of shots to them. And Gustav found Ibby there. So I'm wondering where Team Liquid just went to.
They were going down the south road, but he's just got caught up. Just slow.
That's very surprising. I'm really surprised that happened. They're both kind of on a similar rotation route, but you don't often see two teams who are doing the similar thing be able to find each other like that.
It was a severe rotation, I would say, from Team Liquid.
Yeah, because they went
all the way across to the west and then down. Considering how far the plane path was, I guess they just expected people to go down that way, in which case they didn't want to run into, say, ENCE or whatever, who would be in that sort of territory. Obviously, we're aware because we have the full map that they weren't anywhere near there. Speaking of Raise Your Edge and Unity, Raise Your Edge do try and set up.
Go on, fast rail, bang it out.
No.
It's a cool concept, isn't it? If it happens.
If
so
it
shots
happens.
you pray.
We have seen some of them. I remember Coldamenta, especially back in one of the GLL weeks, landed a Car 98, and it wasn't even like it was just. Wasn't like he was spraying. He just literally pulled out the Car 98, tracked him across, pop, headshot. It was just like, oh my god.
You got to go for it, right? You got to try it out. I think TSM might have just gone to the quote unquote God compound that always seems to have the end of the circle in it. I don't know if it will do that. It just might be just.
Oh, TSM have gone to it. Yeah, you're right.
And they've had really good games from that
TSM have finished second twice from here.
Yeah. So they've prioritized that. Rafi, early scrap with DA. Not a good idea. DA have been doing very well for themselves. Very, very dangerous team to rock up on. They're happy to take these fights. As much as they can be passive overall, their overall game style may not always be the aggressors, but if you go near them, they're happy to fight back. And we will be seeing it again, moving away from Leones, moving away from the island, and going towards the water at this point. But it will eventually move up. Kind of, again, Reciprocity will have central ground. And it looks like TSM spreading out.
They're pulling away. They're realizing it's going a little further to the left. So it's centering up sort of where Reciprocity are at the moment, water-wise. So looking a strong point because it is quite horrible open territory. There are little ridges and ditches, but it doesn't give you the best of cover. And you can see it's all just a big slope, goes all the way down to the water. So it's going to be rough for some of these teams to find themselves a good spot.
Okay. So, again, let's see on the banks of things. That western side is actually, it's quite rough. You've got Na'Vi out there, FaZe, Knights, and Winstrike are the last to come through.
The question is, do they see Na'Vi? They've got to catch some vision of Na'Vi because they're coming in And if they're not careful, they're just going to get, ooh, TSM are coming straight onto the back of Samty.
And Samty's isolated from the other two because they're busy putting vehicles away and, you know, this and that. They could get jumped on here. Samty's pushing out towards this. I don't know if he's going to have an idea. Well, we're going to find out soon. There it is. Contact's made. It's Gustav. He's having a big game already. That was a good catch-off from him earlier. And they've continued this forward. Michael wants to push it, but they expect more players to be there. Samty and no one is.
They've lost EB already, remember?
Yep.
They actually just parked the bike up. That's what they were doing. They were getting the bike in the house. So both teams, yeah, they've legged it. They've gone down the hill. They're getting the hell out away from that one. So Teams and Gempty, they were trying to go for a bit of a split, but yeah, that was a bit sloppy. All points at TSM absolutely. Obviously, we saw NIP just picking up victory in the last game. We were talking about them at the start of that game, how TSM just have had a really bad week. And with Razor Edge and NIP both leapfrogging them at the moment and catching on. Came with a good bit of spray in the back of Blast On.
Really nice attack. This is way out, just coming out of the blue as well, northeast side. Going to be working their way in quite slowly. Razor Edge have stuck to the edge gameplay. It looks like they've committed to this. This was something that was highlighted again. They're happy to go to it. I wonder how it feels late game for them here, but you're still going to have Unity and G2 coming into a similar direction. How
many times have we seen Unity just shoot themselves in the foot by pulling up on teams? It happens every single game. They see someone, oh, let's pull up on it. They tried to do it on Razor Edge. They saw them coming by, Razor Edge, right, okay, we'll do the same to you. And that kept Unity way out on the edge there. Sure, then they have to wait, and then G2 come in their back. Think of the same game last match against Vitality, same sort of thing. Suddenly Team Liquid and Vitality smash them in the face, and down they go again. Credit to them, they did actually do all right towards the end of the game, but they keep losing players in these early fights.
Now let's look at these positions. That western side is still making me so anxious. Winstrike are slowly kind of working their way in. They've still got the Knights. CrowCrowd's there as well in Na'Vi, so
FaZe
this is still quite tricky. FaZe...
They moved in a little bit more, yeah.
They have kind of moved in a little
let
bit.
the Knights in.
I do have to say, TSM's position is quite nice here. They've managed to kind of leapfrog ahead of some of the other teams. They've got themselves quite a nice position. And of course, whenever there's a good chance for TSM to do something good, Break turns up and reminds everyone that he's still relevant.
I'm still part of TSM, you know. But Reggie still keeps me on contract.
Let's be nice, play nicely. DA, having a little look down towards Reciprocity, they know where they are. Everyone kind of knows where everyone is, at least in that central pack. A lot of this has been scouted. I think Vitality might be turning up a little bit blind, but they'll work it out. Oof. Oh, Frolic has got the pistol out. Here we go.
Oof.
Oh, that's a lot of water.
That's still a gain. I mean, okay, so next circle is 100% going to pull away from this water. So we can see where Reciprocity, DA are. They don't really need to move. M19, TSM probably going to be fairly central in the next circle. So most teams are just going to squidge in a little bit, which is why you see FaZe. They're probably actually going to move to the compound just to the east of FaZe. He's just going to scout it, and they'll probably move straight on it. Just give them a little bit of information and move in. Oh, unless Na'Vi get past them. Yeah, Uber's already gone for it, though.
Oh, that's good, though. FaZe got to the spot. That's really big, actually. Getting that information is huge. Now we can at least alert Uber, get them, everyone prepared. It's not going to be just that blind, like, who's just crashing.
Oh, no, they're going to go past and straight into TL. This is not good for Na'Vi, or not good for TL. I'm not too sure which.
Oh, that's a big shot from Uber. Catching off Senya. That's a huge loss. I thought they'd gone away with that. I thought that little bit of a low ground they were running on that road would have given them sufficient cover, but no, that's not the case. Now, Na'Vi have actually got a nice little compound, but they have lost Senya in the process.
So TL abandoned that one, feeling to pull away. I guess it's probably quite exposed around the area. G2 losing players. That's Kaint going down. Gaxi also is up in the north side. Reciprocity and ENCE getting involved. CrowCrowd are very much kept out of the circle by ENCE. And the Knights.
Well, CrowCrowd were quite late to move compared to everyone else who've shuffled in a little bit. Everyone's kind of just really just shuffled across. Not too much. It wasn't a huge movement. But CrowCrowd were the later one of the group because they were over there, at the same sort of time as everyone else. The Knights, Winstrike, I guess Na'Vi and FaZe to a lesser extent. So they've just been the last ones coming in, so a lot of eyes will turn towards them. Up in the north, G2 trying to find their place. Clearly, Reciprocity have vision on that because there's a couple of shots coming across from them. Razor Edge southeast, very near Vitality. TSM keeping Team Liquid humble, so clearly there's a line of sight that TSM have down the south towards Team Liquid.
Yeah, it's a strong point. That's why I think somebody wanted to try and hold it. Oh, is he going to get the spray?
Oh, that was a really nice shot.
From Uber, yeah. Just tracking
to
that
his
spray.
own kind. Very cruel.
Yep. So, Na'Vi have actually pushed. This is the compound that Team Liquid had Samty in, and they lost him. TSM were above, so they're kind of up above the ridge line. G2 sitting happy in the northern garage, very much in the pinpoint north spot. FaZe
Winstrike
still with
really
his 2-2. Yeah, Winstrike are moving on them. They heard the vehicle, so they're well aware that somebody is in that compound. Oh, that's going to find the tire of the Knights vehicle. Sneaky.
Now, FaZe will know where Tixu is, but I don't know how much they know about the other players. Fuzzface, you know what? Right now, he may be controversial, but he is such a good player at this sort of thing. He's just, you know, an overall player who's not only good at fragging out, but the information he's providing, the positioning he's getting himself into is paramount for FaZe.
He is the kill leader. He is the number 9 damage and the 7th longest surviving, and continuing to prove why he's so damn good. So Winstrike just lost 2. Tixu got down by the Knights as well, so that's not good. And the circle, well, we knew it would move away from this water. We knew it would central away from it. And as predicted, DA actually, they'd gone further south. So nice little read from them to get sort of central point before Reciprocity.
Yeah, and it looks like FaZe did want to try and sweep out where Winstrike were currently holding, and I think they've got most of them. Temi is still there, but I don't know how much of a threat he's going to be. FaZe on the move. They're actually back in the vehicle. That's 80 going for it.
FaZe pulled away from their compound, and it's allowed Team Liquid to pull in. No, this was where FaZe were, but they pulled around to deal with Winstrike, and they've completely abandoned it. I don't think they're going to expect Team Liquid at all, because this was their compound, so they've no clue.
Oh, geez,
no clue at all Team Liquid are here.
Just creeping on 80 from the bathroom downstairs. It's more of a kitchen, but
at him.
Still.
And there we go.
There it is. That's Uber.
Uber's just gonna be like, what the hell? Yeah. We just left this compound, and there you go. They've let the little boys in blue sneak in there. Luckily, there is only 2 of them, so FaZe are going to have to turn on this one.
Yeah, but this is the scary. When you only have to deal with 2 of you, right? You can just become this little hit squad. You can run around. You don't have to work out all the other pieces. They can just be, you know, aggressive. They can just try and find these fights. Sure, they will get outnumbered eventually, but FaZe were already kind of eyeing up where they were going to go to next. Now they're hindered. Now they're slowed down.
I love it though. Like this is anyone that's watching. You know, you take that fight. He just shot someone from that building. Instantly, they move, they reposition, they flanked around. They're like, okay, this is the building we're in. Everybody's going to want to reposition and try and get on this building. Let's get ourselves a position that will catch them out again. And it could take it down to even odds.
It looks like Raise Your Edge are going to be the action. That's Southeast. That's all the teams kind of compiling on the eastern side. They'll be trying to get in way towards it. Yeah, because you've got NIP over there. Vitality and Unity are on top of each other as well. Look at this building play coming in from Tizerain. Going to try and push towards Kramer. Oh, the timing's awful for Kramer. Goes for the weapon switch, I think, or is maybe going for a heal or something. That means that compound is now theirs, and they go down. Real's
just got Fuzzface off. That takes FaZe down to 2, along with Team Liquid. So it has completely unraveled for FaZe. Team Liquid are running. They've done the dirty on them, and they've ran away from it.
Really mean.
That is quite really caught them out there. NIP collecting as many kills as they can, by the way. They were nading down. Raise Your Edge also moving in to have that little peek down the hillside. G2 having seen what they can get from CrowCrowd, along with ENCE, who can secure as many kills as they can.
Yeah, ENCE trying to get maybe a little bit of a foot towards the compound, get safe, and then be able to kind of set up the wall here to deny entry towards anyone else coming on this side. I guess Temi could be coming down this way, maybe CrowCrowd, but it looks like CrowCrowd are heading up back north. Unity did make it out of one fight, but now they found the other side of things. NIP was setting up in this meantime, coming up from the north, going down south. Raise Your Edge are moving from the south to the north, so there's going to be a big fight coming this way. Fast Rail's pushed up, and I think he's got someone else with him as well, so he's not alone in this fight. NIP have a really nice ridgeline, though. Look at the way it occludes vision. They can just fall away from that. Bit of a hit and run. Unity now slowed down, kind of almost softened up for Raise Your Edge to try and steal it, but there goes James. So Team Liquid not making away from that southern scuffle either.
Car 98, they were trying to push up the ridge line. James will be finished off, tried to get smoked out there by Gempty, but he's going to be the solo man for Team Liquid. Not worked out for them when they were on their first to rotate round. Just couldn't find themselves a good spot. TSM causing them problems along the way. So G2, oh dear, that's his own molly.
1G's in chat, please. Actual 1G has happened. Feels good.
It's a bit harsh. Anyway, that's Navi, by the way, had a nice spot in this, along with M19. So M19 obviously a southern team, so they will have their prime choice. This is not a nice spot, though, from G2. They have a little ditch, but that's outside the circle. The new circle centers up. M19 loving life with their compound. TSM as well, by the way. They really could do with a big game here, couldn't they?
Hold on, look at this angle. That's a really nice little bit of ground to work from.
Oh, that nade's just gone right in his ear.
Who he's got by his side, though. I don't think anyone's holding that high ground. All these nades are bouncing everywhere. Kemba's in trouble. That nade's not bad. I think it was a little too deep. No, Mikas ran into it. No, that's absolutely awful for Mikas. He's done for. And Kemba's going to get the heal off. They're losing out a little bit. I think they lost out on a player in the meantime, but They still keep 2 alive. Can they find Trifly? He's got a bit of cover. That's a little bit of an overstep there from Senpai.
Razor Edge just got a knock onto Na'Vi. I wonder if they're going to try and move on that. That's down the south side as all these nades continue to come through. That smoke not really going to help Trifly too much because, as you can see, G2 getting involved there, moving up. Reciprocity will allow G2 to move into the compound next door. I don't like that for them. That's maybe a mistake as Kemba continues to try and push out. What's he going to do? Is that cooked? Rustamar doesn't push into it, decides to back away to the left. Still holds that ditch.
Yeah, Kemba might have to just accept fate with blue for now. He might try and look for another way around, but Squeaky's already down there. He could.
He's trying to secure the Trifly kill, right?
That's going to be nasty. Look how much he's bleeding out, though. 1 tag, and I think he's done for it. There it is. Done for, can't do much. Kemba's out. CrowCrowd down in 14th.
Saw the shadow. Wow, FaZe have actually come around. FaZe have gone right round onto the back of Na'Vi. Razor Edge did just get a knock there a moment ago, but he's back on his feet. Now Razor Edge moving on towards NIP. They get a big tag onto Gaxi as well. Big slice of life there. He will go down, though.
Ooh, these heals are very, very dangerous. Frolicker trying to make his way in. He's the last man standing. Look at that. Trace survived, just pouring towards him. Can't make it forward. They do go down in 12th.
FaZe also fall as well. Pokemon getting the double on them. That's the nade coming through. So FaZe go out in 11th place as Na'Vi look to now turn onto TSM.
Yeah, TSM, though, are quite safe for now. I haven't seen them getting knocked too much. I worry when Gustav, it looks like he's going out on his own here a little bit. I don't know what sort of cover he has, so I can't be too critical, but that's a very lonesome play. If you open up that map stream, check it out yourself, it's dangerous because M19 have a lot of vision here, and I wonder how much they can see.
The Knights have had a really harsh rotation into here. They've had to be on foot for a large portion of it as well, but they've still managed to go in. They've got 4 kills already. They're still working their way through. I don't know how much utility they're going to have left because they've had to push through. They had FaZe on them at one point. Na'Vi, Winstrike were all nearby, but they've still come out on top with 4 alive while the other teams have fallen. So now Na'Vi, they're on the move up the hillside. We saw Samty make this push earlier and fall to TSM.
Rory,
question is, are they watching? They've moved into the new zone.
Please,
Rory. By the way, is in that zone. Jemty's got into the field somewhere.
He's just snaking, isn't he? He's going to be trying to be so sneaky.
Yeah.
So my one bit of anxiety is that northeast side, and also that Rory is still holding the back here, but he's all by himself, and he's got the CIS Death Squad coming towards him of Na'Vi. ENCE have made it away for now off that CrowCrowd dismemberment that happened in the west, but the north is going to get busy. Reciprocity Scoom on the way, and there goes Rory, all on his lonesome. And the theory's not a bad thing to try and hold the back, but you're on your own. You're not going to get past 4. The best you're going to get is maybe a trade. I hoped he had pushed up with the others. Gems
is still being quite mobile. He's found himself a bush. He's happy. He said, this is it. This is my bush. I'm not going anywhere else now. Just got to hope nobody else pushes him. So NIP coming in the backside of TSM now. And of course, nades are raining down. Look at NIP. Just see nade. They just got themselves a win. They got themselves 21 points in the previous game. They've already got 5 kills. They've dealt with Razor Edge, but DA are taking shots.
Yeah, this is not nice for TSM. This is, one of those situations you lose one and suddenly everything starts falling apart. Gustav's certainly up there on the nade stats, by the way. Don't think he's not picking them up himself. I don't think he's got that many this game, but Na'Vi's on way. So who are they going to fight first? The remainder of TSM or focus on NIP? It looks like NIP might bear the brunt of Na'Vi's push. Let's see if they can be as clinical as they can be, or if maybe NIP can meet them off that bit of a big game and a big shot coming out there. These headshots they're landing are incredibly good.
Gaxi catching one, but taking the bullets back straight away from Pokemon. Gustav cooking. That's going to be straight in the face of Pokemon. Does a big old slice of damage. There's going to be one return straight at him. That looked like he bounced past the high bale. He just about gets himself inside. Aduzi goes down. Meanwhile, Scoom's making a mad dash for it away from G2 as Gustav looks to cook another.
Oh, Pokemon, can see this, but you can see that little bit of ground just soaked in all those bullets. But the turn from Gustav is excellent. There's too many fights on too many fronts, and Na'Vi can't work their way through. They went towards NIP. They can't go that way. They can't back away because Gustav's there. So Bestelotch doing everything he can, but right behind him is NIP. Be Gustav to get down Pokemon, but TSM holding on to what they had left.
M19 and Pittsburgh Knights desperately trying to push on one another, not really working out. DA actually made a move and caught down Gaxi there. They still hold that center point, DA do. Very much all 4 spread, a little too spread for my liking. Michael Wick hit 6 mode down and deal the damage. There's shots coming in on the Knights. That's ENCE actually putting damage in the back of them, trying to spray through the wood panels. Wanderer doing what he can. Iroh's gone down as well to G2. It's all falling apart in the center.
Yeah, but I look to the north and there's G2 waiting. That scares me. NIP still have 3 as well. A lot of these squads are not in that full set. M19 still have all 4 players, but they do not have the circle anymore.
No, it's pulled away, centered up. So, Gemty still in the bush, still loving life, keeping himself free. TSM very much separated between NIP. Gustav's going to try and get a peek around. Michael rips Gaxi down, tries to pop out the flashbang and push Vard. Well, ex-Counter-Strike player is going to be well aware of that. Does manage to keep himself down, just destroyed the hopes and dreams of Winstrike in the last game. But Gustav's moving!
That's so good! TSM, as soon as they got contact on one side, you saw Gustav swing around to it, but the problem is he kind of got in between another. Miraku's way out of position. They didn't expect it. And now Miraku can really be the thorn in the side. 6 shot from him to put down Gustav. But at least TSM tried to make such a standout that Michael now is, I think, pretty isolated. I don't know if he can get Gustav here. But for once, NIP don't have any more nades.
ENCE have made a move over on the western side. They're going to face M19 any moment now as M19 try and move up the hillside, either side of the ridge, as Miraku still looks for Michael. Michael running. He's got to be careful. Scoom's right there. He's right in the ditch, right next to him.
Oh, Scoom's going to probably see that. And he's just trying to make a run for it. I don't know if Scoom's going to pull the trigger or not. You might see it.
There's Trifoli going for it. D-Match caught out. Can't get Constantine. The rest of ENCE are coming around. There's just Squeaky around there. Rustam Martin, an off angle outside the circle, so it might catch them off guard.
This is suddenly gone pretty badly for M19, losing out on Constantine. D-Mash looking a little worse for where Revive going to come in, but they don't have great ground. ENCE are in front of them. ENCE hold that high ground. The ridges are theirs. If they can get the heal off, they're in a really nice spot. And remember, Gemty is still alive in this.
Yeah, he's still in that bush. It's working out well. Squeaky gets himself the knock on. That's Wanderer down. Trifoli looks to the side.
Oh,
Elite players trying to get this off angle. He's found the Trifoli wide open. He must have ducked into nothingness there.
Oh, that deep push from Squeaky. You're out of bullets, Squeaky. Hit that reload, please, my man. Hit the reload. There it is. Oh, it makes me nervous. But Elite player's still alive. His teammates are bleeding by the wayside in front of him. And look at all these angles that ENCE control. Oof. That's a big shot, though. Pushes Trifoli back down. Maybe a broken helmet or two could be the case here. And wait, what? Where's the communication gone? Oh my God, Elite player might do this. That's a one-shot on Squeaky. He's got no ammo. Has to hit the reload. Squeaky's in danger. A bit of hip fire's going to do it. And that is an absolute disaster. ENCE, what is that communication?
Miraku about to trip over Gemty. There's the bush on the left. Gemty, what's he going to do? He's going to watch. He's saying there's nobody else going by. Miraku did manage to get away with TSM. Now, there's 3 solos in the south. There's 2 in the north. G2 with 3 alive and DA with 10. So 10 alive, 7 teams. You can go out in 7th place. That's horrible. You get a singular point if you die now.
I just want to see, like, G2. As much as I say, like, G2 are in a really good position to do well here. Those snakes are really deadly because you can lose players so easy if you're not so meticulous. And you have no idea, right? You look at, they don't see there's 7 teams, they see there's 10 alive. So they're probably sat there thinking, like, maybe another squad, maybe 2 snakes. They're like, no, there's
Scoom
just
and
snakes
Michael
everywhere.
are pretty much in the same ditch as well. So it's all on G2, really. They have the high ground, they have the numbers advantage, and they have Chris and Brexco and Udyr alive. So real big chance for them here. Udyr's slowly moving in towards that central point. Scoom's up, Michael's up. They're going to find each other in a second. They hear the steps. Gemty gets Miraku down. Now Scoom's going to see the backside of Michael. They hear each other. That's going to be Scoom that comes out on top, and suddenly 6 points for TSM. Now,
good spot. It's not bad.
Elite player heard Gemty shoot, so he's aware that there's somebody else nearby. Gemty's loving life. He's just hogging all the meds, everything that he's got.
G2 are moving towards DA. Udyr's very close by, so that's going to be the next one. And then Scoom could maybe third party into that. The 2 snakes in the south, I'd be really surprised if they get into it.
That's horrible.
Oh, that's a harsh angle.
To be honest, that's not a good spot. I think maybe they catch the head of Udyr
if he peeks, but
yeah, other than that, that's sure. Because they're basically stuck. Once they get spotted, they're stuck. There's nothing they can do. No molly, no nades. Udyr just checks the shack. He thought it was clear. We're into phase 9. We've still got 5 teams up with these 3 snakes. Gemty moving in. Elite player moving in. Scoom just starting to have a look. He's left the shack, and they're all descending on this ditch.
And DA are looking I guess, somewhat the right way. Now they turn around. So they know where G2 are. And are they going to go for this? Mert's holding the line, and Beautiful Death readjusts. G2 have to know they're down here now. Udyr is jumping for info. That's an underhand. If that rolls back down, that's dangerous. Beautiful Death, be careful. Just gets down the ditch in time. But in that time where all that was happening, M19's player, elite player, found Gemty, so we're into top 3.
Beautiful Death trying to make the move, trying to get around the side, but they're right together. Chris is on the flank. Chris is going to get the pure information that he needs. Just going to go for the peek in a second. Elite player actually may see them first because they're coming up the brow of the hill. May have the angle, gets the smoke down. Look at Chris's angle off the right-hand side. Mert's going to get the peek. He's going to see Udia first. We'll get the peek around there. Chris moves in. Udia and Brexco do the job. Doesn't matter. An elite player has managed to get second place for M19 with that massive 1v3 on ENCE.
That was really, really impressive from him. Mistakes, obviously, from ENCE, but to capitalize on it is big. And he's got to do it again if he wants to pip them to the post, but we'll see how much he can get done here. No nades, that's always going to be the game changer. If you have a nade or two, get that clean kill without giving up too much info, but they're playing this really well. They're not giving away too much. Udir, oh, you felt those shots might be on. No, it will be Chris and the G2 side holding the North.
It was just a 7-kill win. Wasn't the finest. I certainly looked towards Reciprocity. They were holding the compound. They allowed G2 to move in it. G2 then did what G2 do and sort of made them pay the price effectively. Wasn't the cleanest, and you think G2 were outside on the northern side for a long period of time. They were very slow coming in, but everybody went south, and that's where all the action happened. Everybody sort of killed each other. It was we're not seeing massive numbers by any team because it was a very even spread massacre.